Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into smart saving strategies for your 20s. I break down some actionable, simple ways you can start saving and investing right now without needing to make any crazy sacrifices. Stick around and I promise you'll leave with some very valuable tips. Alright, so first off, why should you even bother saving in your 20s? It's all about this thing called compounding. Basically, the earlier you start investing, the more your money has time to grow on its own. Let me give you a quick example. Imagine if you put away $200 a month, starting at the age of 25. Now let's say that this money is invested in something like index funds, plus 7% annual growth. By the time you're 60, this will turn into $400,000. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? But if you started 10 years later, you'd end up with half of that. Let me show you what I mean. Here I have created a simple spreadsheet. It shows me how compound interest works each year. For example, in this cell over here, I have how much my investment is going to grow each year. 107% that says here, it's 7% each year increase. Here I put how much money I plan to invest every year, the age I'm going to start, and of course, when I'm going to start investing. By this, you can see that if I start at the age of 25, at the year 2025, which is next year, for example, at the end of the year is going to be 2,568. And if you go down the line a bit, you can see by the age of 61, which is the year 2061, by the way, this is going to be 411,746. We make it into euros. There you go. Euros, dollars, pounds, doesn't matter. The idea is the same exactly. That's how compound interest works. Very simple, very clear. But what's interesting, if you don't start investing very early, you can start a bit later in life. Like I told you, my investing plan is to invest in my business. And yearly that amount could have been going to the savings account. I'd prefer to do it some other way. If, for example, personally, I invest 10,000 every year, and let's say I start at the age of 50, the starting year would be 10 years from now, that would be 2035. We can see 2035, age 50, the same goal can be achieved by the age of around 68, 69. Here in Greece, for example, we retire at the age of 67. What you invest every year plays a significant role in how much compound interest is going to help you grow your investment. You can start very early, very small amounts, or you can start later in life with much bigger amounts. And that's the whole idea about compound interest. If you want, I can put this spreadsheet in a link down below and you can download it whenever you want. So, starting early lets you leverage time to grow your money. Trust me, having money saved up can be a big help when it's needed. But I know that saving can seem overwhelming, especially if you're fresh out of uni or in an entry-level job. But that's okay, we all started from somewhere. That's why I'm breaking down easy, bite-sized tips to get you started. Now that you know why you should save, you need to get a clear idea of what's actually coming in and going out each month. I know, tracking expenses sounds boring, but trust me, it's an eye-opener. When it comes to smart saving, knowing your exact income and expenses is very crucial. It might seem straightforward. After all, you know what you earn, right? But when you dig deeper, you might be surprised at the details that often go unnoticed. Take a moment to calculate your exact income after taxes. This should include all sources: primary job, side gigs, any freelance work, or passive income from investments. By understanding your actual take-home pay, you'll be better equipped to create a saving strategy that aligns with your financial reality. Next, let's look at expenses, which can be split into two main categories: fixed and variable costs. Fixed expenses are the essential, non-negotiable bills and loan payments. On the other hand, variable expenses include things like dining out, shopping, entertainment. The key here is accuracy. Try not to overlook any expenses, no matter how small it may seem. Use budgeting apps or a notebook or spreadsheets like I do, and track every penny you spend each month. This step provides an honest picture of your spending habits, helping you identify areas where you might be overspending. Once you have gathered all the data, analyze where your money goes. Do you notice any trends, like consistently overspending on food or entertainment? Perhaps subscriptions that you forgot about that keep charging you each month. Most people discover that they are spending a lot of money on simple things. Quick coffee stops or weekend takeouts add up fast. And recognize these patterns can be enlightening and sometimes even a bit shocking. But don't worry, this isn't about restriction. It's about understanding and adjusting. With a clear view of your income and expenses, you can now set realistic financial goals. Knowing exactly how much you have left over each month, you'll be in a great position to allocate specific amounts towards saving and investing. This process may take a bit of time and patience initially, It's the best way to build a solid foundation for your savings plan. Plus, it sets you up to make smarter spending choices in the future, knowing that each dollar, pound or euro has a purpose. Think of it this way. Everything you're spending has an opportunity cost. Money you spend on that extra takeaway or an online impulse buy is money that you put to be working for you. Try this. Spend just 1 month tracking everything and writing it down. This will show you your spending habits and reveal areas where you can cut back. Which brings us to the next tip. When it comes to saving, there is no one-size-fits-all approach. But there are a few key strategies that can help you make the most out of your money. First up is the pay yourself first strategy. The idea is very simple. Each time you receive income, whether it's from a job, freelance gig, or any other source, put a specific percentage into savings before you pay any bills or make any purchases. It can be 50, 100, or 200. Doesn't matter. For me, for example, for the past 8 years almost, it's 100 euros each month. Think of it as treating your future self as a priority. By making savings automatic, you're building a habit of saving consistently without thinking about it. You can do this easily with an automatic transfer to a separate savings account every payday, which makes saving effortless and helps you reach your goals faster. This out of sight, out of mind trick really works wonders. Next is a 50-30-20 rule, budgeting method designed to balance your needs, wants and savings. This strategy recommends dividing your income into 3 categories: 50% for necessities like rent, grocery and bills, 30% for discretionary spending, the fun stuff like dining out or shopping, and 20% for savings or debt repayment. Here's a simple diagram for the 50-30-20 rule. As you can see, 50% goes to needs, 30% to wants, and 20% to savings. Your needs can be anything from rent, bills, groceries, mortgage, car payment, insurance. Your wants are the fun stuff, dining out, holidays, jewelry, hobbies, you decide. Your savings have to do with retirement, savings account, or different investments. If, for example, you make 2,000 per month, your needs will be 1,000, your wants 600, and your savings 400. This changes according to each person or each family. This rule is especially helpful because it provides a clear structure without feeling too restricted. It allows you to save and plan for the future while still leaving room for enjoyment. If you're new to budgeting, this rule is a great way to kickstart your financial planning with a manageable framework. Of course, it's not written on stone. This changes depending on each person or family. For a single person, it's much easier. For a couple, also, as long as there are 2 paychecks coming in. For a family, it's a bit trickier. Having kids means a lot of extra responsibilities and costs you don't have when you're single or just the 2 of you. For those with no kids, and this is not to scare you from having one in the future, because it's one of the best things to happen, anything from 500 to 1,000 a month as extra expenses is not too far-fetched. Keep that in mind. The earlier you start investing, the better it is. But back to our main point. The 50-30-20 rule I personally used in the past and cleared my way of thinking how to spend and save. I've changed the ratio a bit though, according to my needs. Nowadays, investing is my way to increase the value of the money I make. I figured out that by pouring my extra cash back into my business, the earning potential increases every year. And this allowed us to come through some difficult situations in the past, especially during the pandemic, which I'll go through more details in a later video. But the point is simple. You have to start somewhere. This method is a very good starting point, and once you know where your money goes, you can adjust and make better decisions. Right now, for the past 6 years, my fund spending has been reduced to about 10%. My form of saving has gone to 40%, which for me is the best place to be. As I said before, my earning potential has increased quite a bit. In case you think that the fund spending is very low, you have managed even to cover a son's expenses as well as save at the same time. It took a bit of time, but if your goals and priorities are clear, it's not that difficult. Now, another powerful strategy is the power of compound interest. When you save or invest, your money doesn't just sit there. It has the potential to grow exponentially. Compound interest allows your savings to earn interest, which then earns even more interest over time. For example, if you invest in a high-yield savings account or low-risk mutual funds in your 20s, my savings account, for example, is at 3.5%. That's what's considered very high here in Greece. But even small contributions can grow significantly by the time you get older. Compound interest was also my main form of passively increasing my capital in my teens. My game back then was bonds. The interest they were giving way back, here in Greece at least, was much higher. It was about 10% if I remember correctly. I started about at the age of 10, I think. And later on at 13, that's also when I started working and earning extra income, apart from my allowance, it accelerated even more. As I remember, this was something recommended to my father from his bank, and he asked me if I was also interested, since he saw that I prefer to save and spend. I wasn't very much of a spending kid. Everything I made went to my piggy bank and then to the bank. Interest rates back then was like 2.5% and not the 0.1% it's now. It was also the first time when I heard about interest rates. So I decided to give it a try and I did. Like I said, bonds were giving 10%, probably to attract more money and fast, but it was fun. Did nothing and I had extra money each year in my bank account. But then of course, as always, it started declining. Last time I did that was like 4%, so I stopped. About 16, the amount of money I had would almost buy me a small sized car, which was pretty amazing for a 60-year-old kid. But the point here is very simple. I managed to accomplish something like this as a kid in my teens 25 years ago. The lesson I learned still remain. The earlier you start, the more you benefit as compound interest accelerates your savings growth over the years. So even if you start with very modest amounts, regular contributions can lead to impressive results. Now if you don't know how to calculate your spending and saving habits, and you're not a notebook or spreadsheet guy like me, I prefer to write down most of what I earn, spend and invest. Consider budgeting apps and tools to stay on top of your saving goals. These apps can help you track your spending, set goals, and get alerts if you're approaching your spending limits. There are many apps, you can easily Google them. Some of them is Mint, or Simplify, Empower, Honeydew. There's pretty much one for every type and person out there. They let you categorize expenses and set custom saving targets, making it easy to see where your money is going. And honestly, I'm even considering to try one myself. Technology can make budgeting much easier, removing the guesswork and help you stick to your plan. By using budgeting tools, you're more likely to stay accountable and keep track of your progress, making saving sustainable, and some of them can even link your personal accounts if you want to make things much easier. Now, moving on. Future-proofing your savings. It's about planning ahead and ensuring that your financial strategy isn't just effective today, but will also support you in the long term. One of the first steps in future-proofing is setting up an emergency fund. Life can be very unpredictable. Medical expenses, a car repair or a sudden job loss, or unexpected traveling, having a financial cushion can be a lifesaver. Ideally, aim for 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in a separate, easily accessible savings account. This fund provides a safety nest, allowing you to tackle unexpected costs without disrupting your other financial goals. If you're a small business owner like me though, aim for a bit higher. This is a hard lesson we learned over the years. The 2020 pandemic reached us to our limit. 12 months is ideal. If you can get it to 18 months, even better. That's of course if you want to keep your business alive, get through the hardships and evolve even more. Remember, once you have your emergency fund, it's only for emergencies and nothing else. Buying the latest iPhone is not an emergency. Now, another critical aspect of future-proofing is investing in retirement savings early. It may seem like a distant priority, especially in your 20s, but the sooner you start contributing to a retirement account like the 401k or the IRA in the US, and each country has something similar of course, the better it's going to be for you. Thanks again to compound interest, even small contributions grow significantly over time. Some employers even offer matching contributions, which is essentially free money toward your future. But let's face it, most people will always work a 9 to 5 job, or even 2 until they retire. Not very nice to hear it, because we all dream of something more. But this is the reality of things. The smartest move here is to simply save. Many will say that you are wasting your time, but until you figure out a better way, it's best to simply start somewhere. I did it for many years, as you have already realized, since my teens. At the age of 30, even though I had lost my savings twice already, with what I had saved, I could afford almost 2 small-sized cars. Or I could put down a down payment and get a 15-year loan for a small 2-bedroom apartment. But nothing of this would have been possible if I hadn't started saving. Things of course didn't go as planned, since I married and saving turned into investing in the family business. I don't regret saving from a young age. You never know how things will turn out. But if you have money on the side, it sure helps a lot. If you are self-employed or freelancer, look into individual retirement accounts designed for small business owners or solo entrepreneurs. Investing in retirement now builds a very strong foundation for financial security later in life. Inflation is another factor that can erode the value of your savings over time. To protect against this, consider diversifying with growth-oriented investments, such as stocks or mutual funds, alongside with your savings accounts. While savings accounts are great for short-term goals, they may not keep up with inflation in the long run. Stocks, bonds, and other investments, on the other hand, have historically provided returns that outpace inflation. That's of course to have patience, do your research, and don't sell like crazy whenever there is a bear market. If you're new to investing, start small. ETFs or low risk anything, it's always best to consult with a trustworthy financial advisor with a good track record. Diversifying your savings approach by blending traditional savings with growth investments can help you maintain and even grow your purchasing power in the future. But like I said, this area here is a bit riskier, even with ETFs. If you don't know anything about the stock market and you don't have extra money to experiment, you won't put the time and effort to learn a bit like most people, I would stay clear. It's better to be safe than sorry. Finally, one plan works now, but it doesn't mean it's going to work forever. Don't forget to review and adjust your savings plan regularly. Life circumstances change, and so should your financial strategy. You might start a new job, experience a life event, or discover new financial priorities. Revisit your goals and savings allocations at least once a year. Make sure they still align with your current situation. Adjusting your contributions or updating your investment strategy as needed will keep you on track and prepared for whatever the future brings. This proactive approach ensures your saving plans grows and adapts with you, supporting financial well-being over the long haul. Before reaching to the end, let's recap a bit the key steps to building a strong financial foundation in your 20s. First, start by assessing your income and expenses. Getting a clear picture of where your money is coming from and where it's going is essential. With this understanding, you can make intentional choices about what to save and spend. Then, choose a saving strategy that works best for you. Whether it's paying yourself first, the 50-30-20 rule, simple strategy, but you have to start somewhere, harnessing the power of compound interest, or using budgeting app to stay organized. Each strategy helps you prioritize savings and build good financial habits. Next, future-proof your savings by preparing for both the unexpected and unexpected. Build an emergency fund for peace of mind. Start your retirement savings as early as possible and consider growth-oriented investments to stay ahead of inflation. Remember, as your life evolves, so should your savings plan. Reviewing and adjusting regularly will keep your financial goals aligned with your dreams and needs. And since you are into your 20s or even older, it doesn't really matter. You have an incredible opportunity to lay the groundwork for a secure financial future. It's not about saving money today, it's about building a lifestyle that supports you through life's many stages. With this strategy in place, creating a system that lets you enjoy the present while being fully prepared for what's to come. So take these steps, stay consistent, and watch as you build a financial foundation that gives you freedom, security, and flexibility, both now and in the future. But let me know what your future goals are. Drop in the comments below if you want. I'd love to hear it. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any future videos. Bye!